It's absolutely critical to involve young people in smart city futures. It's their smart city futures as much as anyone's, in fact more than anyone's. And we really need to understand their needs. My own university has its own Young Persons University project, where we invite Salfordians to come in to learn to feel what a university is like, because many of them have never even thought they might go to university. You know, when I came to Salford, less than 5% of our Salfordian young people went to university. Now we are making that more and richer. So this project is also about giving the young people a taste of what they can do in a smart city, but also making it clear that they are important in this process. The future is about involving young people in the design and the development of their own futures, not telling them how their future is going to be. So the young people who came in from St Ambrose Barlow were here to share with us their thoughts for the future. And we will try to act on those ideas, but not only that, we will work with them in a process. Smart City Futures has formed a relationship with the De Bono Foundation, who used the work of Edward de Bono, the constructive and critical thinking guru, to focus these partnerships I'm talking about, these co-creating partnerships, onto real issues. And what De Bono's ideas are is if you take these in structured and simple packages, looking at things in key elements, you can get to solutions far quicker and far more creatively.
The issue really is that by using thinking methods we can learn to shift paradigms. So paradigm shifting equals change of perception. Change of perception may mean that we get new ideas to change the way our cities and our communities think.
So today in the thinking laboratory in Salford, community representatives and academics were working together to find out what the real problems were in the community that academics could face. Then, in an afternoon session, the children of St Ambrose Barlow were working with academics to find out how we can understand their problems. This is a child's eye perspective of community problems. So we had as it were, the grown-ups version of community problems, and now we have the child's eye view of community problems.
Very simply, universities really have a pivotal role in helping people to think, and therefore by extension we simply ask that they adopt some of the techniques that we're already advocating so that they can help to disseminate this information both through the community of young people going through the universities and of course in their liaison with the local communities around them.
We can contribute a lot more than we already are. We can contribute different things by getting involved in other societies and I suppose being more friendly towards other people to make people feel more welcome, and then you'll get a better name for the area. They'll feel more protective and safe in the area if they hear better things about it.
Well, I think there's a practical role for everyone in planning the smart city, because at the end of the day the city's going to affect everyone. So you can have to get cross-sections of views from everyone, find the most popular ideas and stick planning and funding onto them.
You get to grips and understand what the city's like, and obviously if you've been here all your life then you can understand the areas that need to be improved.
I'd have more recycling so that we weren't using up so many landfill sites.
There are areas that need improving by vandalism or theft and things like that, just things that generally make the area look better by maybe including more greenery or by rebuilding things more often.
The best thing about a smart city future will be one that makes its inhabitants happy and secure, but at the same time is good for the environment.
I think there's many things to make cities a smarter city. I think it starts at primary schools where you have to develop children's minds and teach them the proper ways of behaviour and what and what not to eat and things like that. I think it starts off when you're younger, but I think a good way would be to go all the way through school so that you're kind of influenced by things. Also a lot more campaigns and signs and things to make more people aware, really, of how they can make a better environment for themselves.
There are actually hundreds of examples of good practice of university, business and community partnerships. One of my staff was a maternity nurse, and she was trying to train her own young students how to talk about contraception with the young people she was going to meet with, and they were very embarrassed at doing this, as actually often most parents are as well.
They were doing a course called Preparation for Adult Life, and they were quite difficult to engage, and it was important to get safer sex messages across. I just needed to come up with something which would help them to concentrate for longer than 5 minutes, and also to talk to each other about these issues that I felt we needed to get across. And so I just developed something which was a bit cut and paste, sticky back plastic and stencils, and it worked very well. So I just continued to use that whenever I taught groups of young people, and then I started showing it to parents, and then I started showing it to professionals, and then I just left it for a while until at the University of Salford the Academic Enterprise Subcommittee suggested that we might innovate. So I brought it out and updated it, and the rest is history.
And she created the game called Contraception, the game, and then we worked with her to market this to the world. It's now been produced in 3 languages, English, French and Spanish. It's marketed all over the world. She's made a small amount of money to get things going, and it's actually made young people use contraception in a very much safer way. And now she's using that same process to develop a safer sex board game for South Africa. So here we have a game that's enterprising. It involves social groups in creating the products for this game, and it's also creating a meaningful relationship. In another project, we've developed community banks where the traditional banks fled. And here in Salford, we have Salford Moneyline originally. Now it's grown its ambition. It's now called Greater Manchester Moneyline. And this is a bank owned by the people, for the people, where they can loan money to each other. It's just below what we call a credit union. So people don't have to save in this bank to borrow from it.
It's a lot cheaper for people, and it's doable, and I think that's what the university is about, is making lives of people in Salford better. Salford Moneyline came out of work that the University of Salford was doing, and they was working on financial exclusion. And we started to address, why were certain people not getting credit in order to access services and goods, as well as start micro-enterprises. I suppose the best way to describe this is by 2 examples. Firstly, in Salford, we had a guy in Lower Broughton who had 3 kids and had just got a job in Salford Quays. Now, there's no bus service between Lower Broughton and Salford Quays, certainly not at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was shift work. And so he had no means to get to work, and therefore he was going to turn this job down. A local priest in the end intervened, but we felt that there must be loads of people out there with a similar story, and how they were going to actually get back into work.
The people of Salford now own their own bank, and they loan to each other, and the whole thing is working in a sustainable way. So here are just 2 projects that show how the university is working together with their communities, and their businesses are being smarter. And during the course of the year, there will be about 30 or 40 of these projects, almost one a week, being showcased through Manchester to show our expertise in doing this. And what we want to see from the future is hundreds more of these developments being driven by community demand, business demand, so we start to answer their questions. So a lot of what Smart City Futures is about is making people know what universities can do in a different way, and then trying to get some minor resource together to create this legacy relationship. So this is about involving people in their own destinies, what I call a modern renaissance. And if I had one word for Salford, it would be a university for modern renaissance. It's more than regeneration, it's taking ideas forward. And that's what universities should be about. They should be helping their communities, their businesses set about a modern renaissance. And this is an incredibly important moment in the middle of this economic crisis, when people are worrying about the next pennies coming from. What we need to be saying is, let's have an aspiration, let's get out of this and work together for mutual benefit.